I mean, everything about last night. I mean, the battery of Rodón and Collins combining for your no-no. Like, in December, pitch that to a White Sox fan. Hey, Carlos Rodón and Zach Collins are going to team up for a no-hitter. You would have been like, what? Really? That's what makes the story so incredible. I mean, it really does. And it was so rewarding, I think, for Sox fans to see, like, Carlos Rodon's perseverance pay off in such a big way. What a start to the year. I mean, he was fantastic in Seattle last week and just absolutely brilliant last night. And he joins us now. We get out to the Corona hotline and we say hello to Carlos Rodón, the man of the hour. He joins Carmen and Jurko on your home for White Sox baseball, ESPN 1000 and the ESPN Chicago app. Congrats again, Carlos. How's it feel this morning?
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Still really hasn't settled in, but I feel good.
Are you sick of hearing everything you've been through? Like, I mean, that's kind of been the theme here, or is it not lost on you? Like, can you still appreciate, like, your journey has been an arduous one? Like, are you sick of people reminding you of that, or is that just all part of what made last night so special?
Yeah, I mean, it makes that. I feel like it makes it even more special to me. No, I love. I'll never forget. I'll never forget the long road I've gone through thus far to get to this point, at least. I'm not going to forget it because it's humbling, and there's a lot of humility there from those injuries and some adversity I had to go through. But and it just makes all this so much sweeter.
When you were non-tendered in the offseason, did you think, like, I'm probably not going to throw a pitch for the organization that drafted me again? Like, what was the offseason process like?
Yeah, that definitely was in the back of my head. It was just that extra motivation. I understood it. You can't blame the White Sox for doing it. It's a business decision, and sometimes you got to move on. And luckily, we circled back and made it happen still. But I totally understood the non-tender. But it was good for me. It gave me that extra motivation. It's what I needed. It's kind of a slap in the face.
Carlos, players are creatures of habit and routine. Does every start now go with not being able to go with the start and then going to the next
2 days
one?
later?
Yeah. Is that how we do it now?
That's not.
And what went into what was happening here up until you went ahead pitched that no-hitter yesterday?
Well, I don't think we're going to do that again, but as far as what went in, what do you mean by that? Like the whole thing?
Just the whole process. What had happened to you, and then Keuchel stepped up, made the start for you.
Yeah, I mean, like that. I talked about it last night. That's a big deal. I mean, to pitch on a day you're not expecting to pitch, even though it's 5 days. I mean, your start days of the day or two, whatever it was. You're gonna have 6 or 7 days. For me, like if I put myself in that situation, let's say roles are reversed for me and Keuchel. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be able to do it, but mentally, like the routine of things as a starting pitcher, you talked about it. The routine of being a starting pitcher, like you're 5 days or whatever it is, your day you're pitching that week. To go on a day or 2 days before, it's like kind of catches you off guard, and it's just impressive that. He has that focus and that mental ability to just be like, all right, screw it. I got to pick up the boys right now. I'm going to do it. And that's just like, it's pretty heroic, that's what a leader does. So it's hats off to him for doing that.
Did you feel then you had to come up with some sort of performance in that situation because you felt a little pressure?
Right?
Yeah.
He's like, you better shove or not, it's not going to look good for you. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, but I was like, maybe eat 6 or 7 innings, and we'll all be happy with smiles.
Yeah. Carlos Rodón's our guest. It's Carmen and Jurko on ESPN 1000. Your wife posted a video Monday. She had the kids packed up in the car. She's coming. They're coming to watch Dad pitch. You get the stomach bug, whatever it was. You can't go. She posted a video driving back home, sitting in traffic, kids screaming in the back. I mean, it's incredible how this all worked out. But they were able to be there though last night for that, right? They were back in the building.
Yeah, they were there. They made it, which is great. Late night for the kiddos, but it seemed like they did well. Willow had a blast, apparently.
Obviously, that's phenomenal. We hear pitchers all the time say, Man, I had a great, I had a great pregame. I was great in the pen getting ready, but then I got my brains beat in, or vice versa. Like, oh man, nothing was working. I thought this is going to be laborious, and then they go out and they throw 7 shutout innings. Like, what was it like leading up to first pitch last night? Did you kind of feel like you were in a groove and something good could happen? You never anticipate no hitter, but did you feel good before the game?
Yeah, I mean, I felt good. It's just I had 10 days, so it was like I went out there to play catch, and my first throw was just so hard, like just warming up. And I was like, just like playing catch, and I was like, whoa, so I better calm down. And I was just kind of like trying to throttle it back in the beginning, even warming up, just so I can just pace myself for that game. And then getting on the mound, warming up in the bullpen, I was like cutting off fastballs. I was getting pissed. I was like, what am I doing? Like you could tell, like it felt like it's been a little while since 10 days. You're used to 5 or 6 sometimes. I just lost that that release point, that feel in my hand, and I was like cutting off fastballs, getting pissed, and I just said screw it, and we just went out there, and I don't know, it just happened, man.
Mm-hmm. As great as it is for you, being the pitcher in this thing, it's also a great accomplishment for the catcher to be a guy that catches the no-no.
Yeah.
So is he your personal caddy the rest of the way now? Is he your guy?
Zach's your guy.
I'm up for whatever. Zach has improved vastly behind the plate. I think you guys, everyone has seen it. It's noticeable. The work he's put in, the work with McCann, the work with Grandal. It's just the receiving, the blocking, everything. The pitch calling is a lot better. Like he's developed really well behind the plate. Because I remember throwing to him a few years ago. He was young, you could tell, you could see it. And then now it's polished. And he's always been able to hit. He's got a great approach. He's always been able to hit. That was never the problem.
Were you guys like just totally simpatico last night too? I mean, did you have to shake him off a lot even? Or is it?
I want to say I shook him off none or once.
Wow.
Yeah.
And 114 pitches. That's pretty incredible. Carlos Rodon's our guest. Carmen and Jurko on ESPN 1000. What role, if any, has Ethan Katz played when you decide to come? When you and the Sox then do agree and you come back and you're ramping up to try to win that 5th spot. Ethan Katz is this young new voice that you guys have. What role has he played in helping you out in the last couple of months, Carlos?
Yeah, I mean, it started in the off season, and it was just it was a simple FaceTime, just like literally just dove right into my lower half, like figuring out how to make things better, more efficient. And that's when it started. It was like November or maybe end of October, around November. And that was before I got non-tendered. And like we were talking pretty much, every day or weekly whenever I played catch and all sorts of things. And then I got non-tendered, and it was just, there was a quiet time, and then signed back, and it was back right where we left off. Transitioned into spring training, and we kind of hit the ground running with the core velocity belt and all those drills with that, and it led to here just cleaning up that lower half. And he's done a lot already, and we're seeing results now.
Do you feel like this is like a new beginning almost, Carlos? Like it's not just the no-hitter, and you were terrific last week in Seattle. I mean, is this the best you felt, and is this like just the beginning of all that untapped potential that Sox fans have always man, if Carlos could just stay healthy, if he could stay healthy, like, do you feel like now you're through it and this is just the start?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I would like to think so. I can't predict the future, but I would like to think so. I just want to find that consistency and just, it's not going to be a no-hitter every night, or it's not, we all know that. But I just want to find that consistency where I could stay durable and eat innings for this team and win ball games as well.
What was when you had a chance to breathe a little bit last night, when maybe the dust settled, and maybe it doesn't after a night like that, but what were some of the reflections of the night like? Any cool text or social media posts that you heard from, whether it's fans, somebody famous? Like, what was the coolest thing when you kind of had a chance to breathe last night a little bit?
Honestly, I haven't really looked at much. There's some people that text me that I haven't heard from in a while. They're just good to hear from them,
Yeah.
James Shields being one, it was cool to see a text. Got a text from John Danks. Just old teammates, Chris Sale. These guys I mean, they're around, and if you text them, they're going to text you back or they're going to respond. And it was just good to, get a hello. It was like, hey, that was awesome, man. And, they were here when it started.
Yeah.
When a first baseman hits like his 500th homer, he gets the game ball, he gets the ball, they get the home run ball back to him, he goes and writes on it. When a pitcher pitches a no-hitter, do you dig the rubber out of the mound, or how do you guys commemorate that?
I think they do, because I remember Lucas last year, they took out the rubber.
Wow.
And they gave McCann the home plate. So hopefully they do that for.
That's pretty sweet.
That is pretty cool.
I thought they're just going to give you the darn game ball. Who gives a rat's ass about another ball? But if you get the rubber, man,
that is cool. Actually,
that is great.
Bossard's probably like, I can't believe it. We're
another damn rubber.
1 week into the season, I got to put a new rubber in.
Another home plate, another rubber again.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
Absolutely.
pretty sweet. I like that.
Hey, what did you say? It looked like you said something to Roberto Perez after you clipped his foot last night, and he was walking to first. What'd you say to him?
Yeah, man, I got that question a lot. No, I just said, did that hit you? And he said, yeah, it got me. Like, he felt bad almost. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I was like, it's all right. I mean, it's not his fault, Yeah. I hit him on the foot.
Unbelievable. And, hey, one more. I mean, look, you guys, there are so many high expectations. And while it hasn't been a perfect start, I mean, here you guys are fighting in what's going to be a tough division. There are some good stories. You, Kopech's bounce back. You're mean Mercedes. I mean, this guy – and I know, I know some people in the organization for a couple of seasons have thought very highly of him, that he could always hit Carlos. But, my God, I mean, it's like he's one of the stories of baseball here. Maybe the story in the early going, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, how about that ball he hit last night? That was impressive.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, he's been fun to watch. I think it was like this. I don't remember what his last at bat was. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. I was gonna go down in, and I was like, oh no, I gotta watch this at bat. I gotta watch this at bat. It's your mean. So it's kind of hard. Like, it's hard not to. You gotta watch it, right? It's must watch at bats. I'll tell you what. I faced your mean inter squad last year at Schaumburg, and his at bats, they were just like, anytime you get into 2 strikes, it seems like you're going to throw him 4 or 5 more pitches. He might strike out, or he might put the ball in. He's going to put the ball in player, or he's going to fight you to the death. And it's just like he doesn't give in at bats. I know, like you see the results. He hits homers and all these things, but like the way he draws out at bats and the way he fights through at bats is what's impressive to me.
Yeah. You threw. I was looking at the Statcast data. You threw. I think it was. Yeah, it's the 10 fastest pitches of last night. One of them was 98 point something in the 9th. Was that pure adrenaline, or is that just, hey, you're strong enough now, you feel good about where you are right now that you think consistently, even deep in games, you can still be pumping 97, 98 up there?
Yeah, I mean there was definitely some adrenaline on pitch 114. Yeah, I mean I could still get it up there, but at the end, you get a little gassed, and I think most of it was the fans. You hear that cheer, man. It's different. It's different in that situation, especially when going into the after the 8th, they're loud. 7th, they know what's happening.
There's a murmur. There's a murmur,
and then the 8th, they're like, oh, it's starting to rumble a little bit. And once you get that last out in the 8th, it kind of goes bat nuts. It starts getting whoa, okay. And then every pitch after that's just, here we go.
Yeah, just amped up. Yeah, Statcast had your 110th pitch was the fastest pitch of the game at 98.8 miles an hour. Fantastic. So, well, listen, we're not sure what you can do for an encore next week, but good luck to you. And, I mean, truly a great feel-good story, and hopefully it's just the start of a great season. So congrats again, Carlos, and we appreciate the time.
Thank you, guys.
We'll talk to you later. There's Carlos Rodón, the man of the hour indeed.
And let's face it, he's going to be the winner of the Carmen Jurko Chicago Baseball Player of the Week award.